Hello, beautiful people. My name is Obel. You can call me Belle. Welcome to our safe haven. I make lifestyle and faith-based content here on this channel. I do anything from lifestyle content, beauty, fashion, vlogs, name it. We do it all here, okay? And I help you do all these beautiful things and balance your life. So guys, without further ado, if all these things are things that you're interested in, don't forget to subscribe, like, share with someone you feel like will benefit from this video. And as you can see, the title of this video is How to Find Your Purpose. I have some steps here that's going to help you, things that you can practically do to help you find your purpose. And I will not be rumbling for too long because I think there's so much things that you can talk about when it comes to finding your purpose, but we're gonna dive right into it without me rumbling. I'm going to try at least. The purpose thing, the purpose talk, I should say, that is something that most people try to figure out, and some people, they don't really care to figure out what it is. But as for me, it was very important that I figured out what my purpose was, because that's when I felt a lot more fulfilled. And if we can look up the definition of purpose, I know everybody else has different definitions, but when I looked up the definition of purpose, it says the reason for which something is done or created, or for which something exists. Okay, so from Google, this is basically the definition of purpose. It's basically saying that you are created to do that thing, and you feel like you cannot exist in this world without doing that thing. And I guess not too many people have that feeling, right? A lot of people are in their jobs and they hate it. They feel like they want to quit, but they can't because that's what pays their bills or puts food on the table. So they are not living their purposeful life because either they haven't found it or they simply can't because they're too busy working. So yeah guys, so this talk right now, it's going to help you figure out what are the steps to take in order for you to find that purpose and that thing that you are creating to do, or you know, that lively feeling of, you know, diving into something that you were born to do. It's not an easy process, but we're gonna get to it, and I'm gonna tell you what actually helped me. Everybody has different definition of what helped them, but these are the things that I actually did and that actually helped me. And upon looking and researching, there's so many different other things that you can do, and all the things that I did found, I will leave the link to them below, and I will share with you exactly how I took on this journey. The first thing that I want to mention in regarding to finding your purpose is you have to want to look for it. Okay, a lot of people are out there saying, well, yeah, I don't know what my purpose is. Wow, you're so lucky you found your purpose. Or wow, you know, I'm glad that you're doing this thing. It's awesome. But you don't really want to look for it, because if you want to, then you probably would have taken the actual steps, or maybe you don't know how to, which is why I'm here, right? So you have to actually want to, and there's no other ways to say it. Actually want it, like go for it and actually say, okay, Obel, I'm going to look for my purpose today, and I'm going to take active steps to actually getting to that. Okay, and so this is what we're gonna do. So yeah, that's the number one thing. You have to want it. If you don't want it, then it's not going to come to you. A lot of things that we don't get in life is because we don't actually want it. If we really wanted it, we would have actually go and work for it, and until we get it. So this is one of those things that we can put in the same category of work for it, and you'll receive it. So let's go ahead and show you how to work for it and to receive it. The second thing is, one of the big thing, it's a big thing for me, is to show more gratitude and kindness and altruism. So what I mean by that is, a lot of us, we're in a situation and we are so prone to complain, and we are so ready to say, oh my gosh, my life is horrible, or this is not going right for me, or I'm not accomplishing this, and I'm not where I need to be, or this person have it together, they marry, they have the kids, they have the career, they have the money, why can I have it, or why can I do this, and why can I have this, you know? Sometimes you'll be surprised at how other people are looking at your life and thinking, wow, I wish I had their life, you know? I wish I had a house to stay in, or I wish I had family members who actually cares about me. So look at the little things that you have and start being more grateful for those things, and start paying attention to what you have and that other people don't have, and start thanking God for them, because having gratitude helps you move forward with a better positive mindset into your future, instead of complaining and always feeling like you are at a disadvantage in life, you know. Try to practice gratitude. And there has been a research by William Damon, I believe, and Robert, I don't know their full name, but I'll put the link in the description if you care to find out the research. They made a research with adults and children, and they figured out the people that showed more gratitude, they tend to find a sense of purpose, you know. So being grateful in life actually helped them figure out what their purpose was. So that's pretty interesting to me. And then there's another research saying that's when it comes to altruism and helping other people, is by donating and volunteering to certain things, they figure out what their purpose was, or by donating and helping someone, they realize, oh my, I guess I've found a greater sense of purpose in life, or they felt fulfilled. So I think that goes to say, try to be more grateful, and maybe you'll see where that takes you. The third thing is listen to what other people say about you. Listen to what other people say about you. What I mean by that is listen to what people appreciate about you. So for example, I'm not saying to listen to someone that's being so negative all the time, but I'm saying if somebody's saying, wow, girl, you're so good at connecting people, you always find the right person for a task, or, you know, man, you're so good at writing, or man, so listen to what other people are saying about you in terms of what they appreciate from you. Oh wow, man, you're always good, you're so reliable, you know, things like that. So if your friends and people who knows you best are telling you that you're good at something, 99% of the time they're not lying. They're not trying to just make you feel good about yourself, although some people do that, but most people don't care to do that. They really are telling you the truth, that, okay, man, thank you so much. And they're showing appreciation for what you've done for them. And they are also giving you intel on, you know what? Maybe that's something I should consider doing. I'm a good writer, and every time they need to write something, they come to me. I do that to my cousin all the time. So cousins, a lot of them are great writers. I'm not, but so, you know, I try. But anyway, I do that a lot. So if you feel like those people if you feel like they telling you what you're good at, listen to them, you know. That also helps you figure out whether or not you're supposed to be doing something. What I would say is the fourth thing that's very important is go on a self-discovery. And now with taking feedback from others, you also want to go on the self-discovery so you can take feedback from yourself as well. So you can also listen to yourself, explore, talk to new people, you know, volunteer at groups and things like that, or figure out who you are as a person. Now, this step that I just mentioned, it was so crucial for me to do, because I believe that a lot of times we're trying to figure out what we're supposed to do without figuring out who we are and what are we without our community. And this next thing, this book right here, I'm going to put it forward so you can see it. All right, focus. Self-Vision and Community Planner. This workshop has been the best thing for me. Like when I tell you the best thing for me, it has been the best thing for me. Now, I actually went to therapy because I feel like therapy was something that was going to help me figure out who I am as well. And what I mean by that, a lot of times we go through traumas and we go through different things and we don't understand our behaviors. Sometimes we react to certain things and we have to tell ourselves, man, I'm always so quick to assume things or things like that. Why am I that way? Like, okay, man, I realize I do have a trust issues. So let's like go into therapy with actual professionals who've studied and able to help you discover those things and those traits that we have. It helps us figure out why we do the things that we do, why we react the way that we do, so that we can figure out the best way to move forward. So I think if you're, especially in my community, in our Afro-Caribbean community, we don't care too much about therapy. We don't talk about it. That's another topic for another day. I'm not going to dwell too much in it, but it actually helps me. And if you're somebody that doesn't want to go to therapy, that's why I'm sharing this book with you. This book was created by Patricia. Took her sweet time to make sure that this book was created for people just like me, just like you and I, who's trying to figure ourselves out and trying to figure our life out. Like, I'm going to go into deep detail because I really want you to see what's inside of it so that it can motivate you to understand the purpose of it. It actually helps. It's like it dive into figure it out yourself. So basically, she said, what is self, vision, community? This framework guides you to answer these questions, okay? Self, who are you without your demographics, okay? Your vision, what is your purpose in life? See? Community, where do you belong in the community? You know, and she gave a little example from this side here. It says her self, vision, identity. So she actually did the work and give you a example of what you should be doing, which I did. I mapped my life. Okay, so this is the map your life, which is acknowledging the present. You know, reconnect with the past, self-reflection and realignment. All these things are things, and what I love about it, she includes like little verses on the bottom and your mood and things like that. That will tell you like if you're happy and how you're feeling in the moment as you're doing those activities. It's really, really helpful. So like if you go further, she has like the whole create your ideal self and like who do you want to be spiritually, physically, or mentally. All these things really, really help. Like your ideal self spiritually, what does it look like spiritually, and what are the barriers and what are the solutions that can help you get to that ideal self spiritually. The same thing for physical and mental. This book is basically everything, and this is an action plan, personal wellness plan that she have in there. And then I've actually done this workshop without the book already because she's done this on like other people have done this workshop and they really love it. So guys, I think if this is something that you're really looking to do without maybe going to therapy, this is something that will definitely help you figure that out. Okay, so I cannot rave enough about this book and how much it helped me. So I believe that I'm going to dive in more into this book, but for now it was a very big component on finding myself and actually figure out who I am and my purpose. Actually, even though I found my purpose a long time ago, but this actually helped redirect my focus and understand who I am as a person and as a being, and it actually helped me understand why I was created to do what I want to do. My God. And I think that's something that we should invest in. Okay, I'll leave the link in the bio for you guys to get. The fifth thing that is important is to find a community. Finding a community can be a little tricky. For example, if I say be around people that brings the best in you, right? There are sometimes we are surrounded in communities that are toxic. For example, your mom and your dad weren't the best, parents. Let's say your mom had an addiction problem or like a drug addiction and your dad was an abuser. Whatever problem that it could be, sometimes we find that people that come from those environments, they come out and say, you know what, I don't want to be that person. I want to be the opposite of my parents, and I want to make sure that I go out into the world and help someone to be the best version of themselves. And if that person felt like, you know what, I'm going to open an organization to help people that have had alcohol problem, then they will go and open an organization or start an organization to help those people and participate in AA meeting and groups and things that will allow others to be on a self-recovery journey. So I think that is something that can help someone, but at the same time, where I want you to do is put yourself in position to be a part of communities that brings out the best in you, that are positive, that has the best interests at heart for you, so that way they can help you see what you need to be doing. And a lot of time it's hard to do because sometimes we're surrounded by people who can be so toxic, like I mentioned earlier. But it's better for us to actively look and search for that community. And if that community that you're in right now is not helping you find yourself or helping you find what you're supposed to be doing or actually motivating you, then you probably need to remove yourself from that community in the best way that you can, and go out there and volunteer somewhere that you feel like will help you. Like volunteer at a children's organization if you like to play, if you like kids. Volunteer somewhere in the mental health organizations if you feel like helping people with their mental health is something that you'll be good at. You know, there are different reasons why you should do certain things, and you will never know if you like something unless you try it. Okay, you're not gonna know if you like that cookie if you don't try the cookie, right? And obviously, guys, if something is poison, I'm not going to tell you to go try it. If you know it's poison, don't go try it, because you know people will die from it. So don't go try that. That's not what I mean. But obviously, if you feel like you want to learn more about yourself and put yourself in communities that help you grow as a person, going out there and figuring out and talking to people that don't have the same interests as you, where you can learn from them, that's another way to kind of help you be the best version of yourself. Let's get right to number 6. Read more or listen to positive podcasts or instructive podcasts. Now, this is very, very important because Lord knows it's hard for some of us to read out there. You know, for me, I would like to say that I used to love to read, and reading used to be my favorite thing, but it still is, but it's just the time that you have to find to sit down and actually read the whole book. Like this summer alone, I've read, I think, 2 books only, but I probably could have read a lot more. Reading actually helps, apparently, with another research. It's been proven that reading actually helps you figure out your purpose, which is interesting. There is a lady called Lizzie, I believe. Leslie, I'm sorry. Leslie, and Leslie Francis. And she did a research on roughly 26,000 teenagers, and she found out that the fact that they read their Bibles, it allowed them to find their purpose, or it played a small part in helping them feel like they had a purpose in life. You know, obviously, for those of you who are not Christian, they also said in the research that if you read, just reading in general actually help you find your purpose, whether it's non-fictional or fictional. Apparently, just reading in general kind of helps you connect with people that you don't know, or people that, you know, it helps you connect with people's lives, and it helps you realize things that you could be doing with your lives and things like that. So actually reading helps, guys. It's easier said than done. But listening to a podcast, for those of you who don't like to read, you can listen to some podcasts. I listen to a lot of podcasts. And I'm going to be honest, guys. A lot of times it's hard to literally listen to things that are instructive and instructional. Is that the word? Instructional? Instructional, intended or used to Yeah, educational. Okay, yeah, instructional is actually a word. Anyway, that's when you read and you know words and you don't even know what they mean. Anyway, no, but when you read those things, it actually is hard for you to, like sit through a book and reading things that are self-motivating and self-development books. It's not always easy. It's good to kind of like sit here and watch Bravo and all these reality TV stars. I for one do it, so we all do it, but let's not let those things consume us, because it's really easy to get consumed by all these reality TV shows. I know there's one for sure. I'm really addicted. Like I'm not addicted to it, obviously, but I feel like I have to watch it. That's literally my guilty pleasure. And a lot of people, my husband even be like, "Why do you watch that show?" Anyway, my sister and I bond over it, so we have to watch it. It's called The Bachelorette or Bachelorette. I only watch it because that one time there was a black girl, and then ever since then I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep watching The Bachelorette. It's Rachel, and I was like, yep, I'm gonna keep watching that show and see whatever it's about. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I can't. It's like, it's stupid, but at the same time you're like, why am I still watching it? So that's just all to say. I'm rambling right now, but that's all to say that it's easy to get caught up in those reality TV shows and watching all these things that are really not helping our brain. But make the effort. If you're really trying to figure out and learn and grow as a person and figure out yourself and figure out what you're supposed to be doing, read some things that are going to be beneficial to your life and that's going to add value to your life. Okay, and the very last thing that I'm going to tell you today is, for those of you who are Christian, to stay connected to God. Okay, now this is one of the most important for me because I'm a Christian, of course. That has helped me tremendously to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing and what my purpose is in life. And I've done that along with fasting. There is a traditional way of praying that we learn when we're growing up. It's that we need to bow down on our knees and with our hands and like this, and eyes closed and everything. That's how we're supposed to pray. But guys, trust me, as I've built a better relationship with God and learning to hear his voice, I've realized that you can just talk to God in your heart, and you can talk to him out loud like you're talking to yourself, like you're talking to a friend. It's really that simple. Like, God is not that complicated. Obviously, he wants you to fear him. He wants you to love him. As long as you generally want to talk to him, you generally want to hear from him, I'm pretty sure, guys, he's going to be very clear when he talks to you. He's going to give you the direction that you need, and you will not be confused. And that's something that I struggled with. And I realized, okay, once I started getting confused, there was one more thing that I needed to do, is to actually take a step further and fast. And fasting has become something that I feel like I should also do. Like, maybe I'm not gonna say yearly or put a time to it, but I feel like it's one of those things where you go to the doctor and you do your annual checkups and stuff like that. I feel like that's what fasting kind of is for me, when I go to God and I know that I remove, because there's different ways of fasting, guys. I remove all of the distractions that I have in my life, whether it is Instagram or social media in general, or that TV show that I'm telling you about. Like, whatever it is, I remove those things. It doesn't have to be not eating, because I know some people fast and they do the Daniel fast, or they do the 3-day fasting. However day you want to do this, it is something that you do just so that you can focus and just be in sync with God all day long. I mean, you feel so fulfilled and so refilled after that. So I've done a fast for like a month, and guys, I tell you, that actually helped me tremendously. And even starting this channel, that's really how I knew I was supposed to be starting this channel, because I fasted about it and God kept telling me so many different ways. Yes, I've been telling you to do this and you don't listen, and you want to do your own thing, or you want to get this degree, or you want to do this, you want to do that, and you want to, like, it's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you to listen and obey. And I've had to sit down with myself, and I've had to actually contemplate, okay, you know what, that's enough. I'm gonna listen to you now. I'm gonna take one step forward, no matter however people take me. Obviously, I don't feel like I'm the best well-spoken person, but I try to you know, be myself. And I think once you do that and you allow God to talk to you in that way, and you talk to him and actually be sincere about it, he will give you that answer, guys. I promise you, he will not forsake you, and he will actually answer your prayers. And I cannot be more happy that I've actually took that time and literally locked in and prayed about what I was supposed to be doing in my life. And now I feel so fulfilled with my organization that I have. Now I know that I'm supposed to be in it. That's another story I have for you for another time, but I don't want to keep rambling. But I will tell you that story one day, and how I started that organization, and why I believe that this is why God actually wanted me to do it. But yes, so this is one of the 7 things that I've done to help me figure out my purpose. And I hope that all these things and all these points that I've just shared with you are things that are going to help you in your journey to finding your purpose. And guys, if you try these things and it helped, I don't know how long this video might be out until you actually figure it out, but obviously I would love to hear about it. So shoot me a comment and shoot me a DM in my Instagram. I'll also have my Instagram link, and tell me how those things helped you. And if you did find your purpose also, please share with me on the comments below what the things that you did to help you find that purpose. And I would love to hear those stories. I love hearing people's stories. So please share with me if you enjoy this video, and don't forget to subscribe, like it if you feel like it was useful, and also share with a friend that you think will benefit from this video. Don't keep it to yourself. Don't be selfish. Be sharing. Okay, enough with my crazy head motions. But guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I cannot wait to talk to you next time. Bye.